Doc Loves the Kids, a local Kitsap County nonprofit organization established in 2015, whose mission is to provide activities, programs, and community support for at-risk youth.
They put the U in community.
Doc Loves the Kids.
Welcome to Uncommon Courtesy,
where we give you the courtesy of conversation
that's uncommonly spoke of.
I'm D-Mac.
I'm Wesley.
And this is the show. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our videos here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Don't forget to catch us every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific time, the Friday Fix.
Absolutely.
Don't forget to catch us on the Sunday show. To be determined.
To be determined. We got a couple good names, though. You know what I'm saying? We got a couple good names for it, though. Hey, it's been a crazy
that show's at 1 p.m. Pacific time.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's been a crazy few days in MAGA world.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and start off with Trump sides with tech bosses in MAGA fight over immigrant visas. President-elect Donald Trump appeared to side with technology bosses Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy in a row over a visa program that brings skilled workers to the U.S. Trump told the New York Post on Saturday that he always liked H-1B visas and hired guest workers under the scheme, even though he's previously been critical of the program. He was wading into the debate that pitted his advisors from the tech world against Republicans who want a harder line on all forms of immigration. The argument broke out after Ramaswamy, tapped by Trump, along with Musk, to slash government spending, blamed American culture for U.S. firms deciding to hire skilled workers from other countries. Our American culture has venerated mediocrity over excellence, Ramaswamy wrote in a long ex-post that argued that foreign workers improve the U.S. economy. A culture that celebrates the prom queen over the math Olympiad champ or the jock over the valedictorian will not produce the best engineers, he wrote. The post attracted backlash from anti-immigrant Trump supporters, and Ramaswamy later clarified that he believed H-1B visas is badly broken and should be replaced. After the argument raged online for days, Trump told the Post, "I've always liked the visas. I've always been in favor of the visas. That's why we have them." It's kind of a funny thing to kind of listen to this guy talk. And if we get a little bit deeper into it, they'll also tell you that Elon Musk also called him, used the word, the R word, which is retard.
No, we can say it now.
I mean, use retard, called him subtards.
Ramaswamy said, he said American culture is weak.
Yeah.
Basically, and stupid. Now, check this out. I'm just going to put this out there for everybody. The Republicans and MAGA won the election, and they won off immigration, a hard stance on immigration.
Yep.
And so now they're trying to say, well, they can keep these American jobs. You know what I'm saying? But the rest got to go. No, I need all of them gone. That's what you promised us. Those are American jobs. You want to pay somebody else instead of paying us a fair profit for it. That's a lot of jobs. And they called you stupid, and you're supposed to take it. No, they said all the immigrants got to go. It don't matter how you got here, if you got here illegally or legally. Those visas, those things got to go because those are American jobs. Say it again. Whose jobs? American jobs.
I feel like you look at Steve Bannon. He went into the war room on his podcast and basically said that the H-1B program is a total scam. I mean, you got to start looking at just the disconnect.
It is a scam. What's her name? Ann Coulter, whatever. She came out and she was like, look, they like to hire these people for these positions because if you bring them in on that visa, you can pay them like $70,000 or whatever, and they have to stay because if they leave the job, they have to leave the country. If you give that job to an American, they have an option to question you like, hey, I need a raise. And if you don't give them a raise, they can take off. It's basically indentured servitude, but you're getting paid. It works for the corporate.
Yeah, it's funny to really look at Musk basically just talking down because he'd also said that far right people are retards. He's basically like, you guys are dumb. You guys don't. I mean, if he's like basically, if I were to have to train you to do this job, it would be impossible because you're dumb. He said that. Pretty much, not in those exact words, but pretty much in those words.
But he said it. So he said it in a way where they wouldn't understand until they look at someone and be like, huh? They'd be like, he calling you stupid.
Yeah, over and over again. He's been doing this for days. Times. And then all of a sudden, Ramaswamy today wants to come out talking about end affirmative action. It's making America's not a land of mediocrity. She's trying to change the narrative to almost redirected towards black people now because they understand we want to keep the racism away from us. Let's keep it on the blacks because it's easier.
Bro, I saw a picture. You remember, you see that one, the Congress lady or the lady from the House, she's a Republican or whatever, and she's been missing, but they found her in a
I think she's like a congressmember from Texas.
Yeah, they found her in a
dementia home.
A dementia home, right? Mm-hmm. But the thing is, they had the picture of her, what she looked like before she was in the home, and then they show a picture of some lady, like a nurse or a CNA, walking with a black lady with a stroller, or a black lady with a walker. I'm like, what does that have to do with it? That's the only picture you can find because they want you to still be mad that, you know, this white lady is doing this, but then they put the picture of the black lady in the home. So you still have that hate towards the Negro. I mean, it's crazy. It's
exactly propaganda. What this entire, like, if you really look at what's been happening, and I really want to stick on this subject as well, too, but it's the redirection of the anger towards black people. This is a generation of that. This has already been said. This has already been talked about by other great black scholars have talked about how this generation.
And I hate to cut you off, but we just did it ourselves. We redirected it ourselves to talk about our stuff. But let's get back to how he called these Americans stupid.
I mean, I wonder how they're going to react to this. This is my biggest thing. How are you guys going to take this? Is it going to be like, you know, I had a guy on Facebook today, basically like, oh, well, Matt Gaetz, he almost tried to redirect the what Matt Gaetz did away from the 17-year-old and say, well, that 17-year-old girl, the 17-year-old was put in jail for telling a story about someone paying her, raping her before. I said, which one? Because this is what they do. They want to take everything that happens in the Trump sphere and try to spin it towards something that makes sense. Oh, well, this didn't happen this way, or this didn't. You can't defend it. It's becoming indefensible.
Well, when the whole person, thing is, it's crazy because what they basically said was like, yo, you're too stupid to do these jobs, these high-paying jobs. A lot of Americans can do well with $70,000 a year.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It'll be more than that because remember, they got to pay more than that.
Yeah, you got to pay more than that. You can do really well with that. But they're saying then Ramaswamy makes it worse because he's like, well, don't worry, we'll make sure the black people don't get the poor jobs that we're going to let you have still.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. Like, but I mean, they're going to accept it because what are you going to do? You can't fight back. So you're going to let these immigrants come and take your jobs, even though you voted to make sure all these immigrants left because they were supposedly taking these jobs.
Yeah,
and they're here taking, and they're going to let them keep the jobs. So what did you vote for?
Honestly, I hope this turns into the conversation is showing a lot of truth. It's showing that they never looked at you as part of their group anyway. They're telling you who they are. Republicans have always been for the wealthy, but most of their voters are the poorest of the poor. People who are uneducated. That's just the truth. People in rural areas who like, oh, well, Trump will have my best interest in mind. Elon Musk cares about me. They're talking about cutting a third of the budget. Where do you think that's coming from? They're talking about cutting programs that benefit you. Because that's who we are. We're people who are at the middle to bottom rung of society, pretty much when it comes economically. So, I mean, we can't sit back and just glaze over this subject and act like this stuff is just not happening. It's not what's going on. They didn't say these things because they're telling you who they are, just like they told you who they were before. But it made you feel better because just like what Lyndon B. Johnson said, if you make the lowest of the white man feels like he's better than the best of the best Negro, then they'll give you the every nickel in their pocket. And that's why you guys did it. And along with black people who are going along with this whole entire thing as well, you guys are going to figure out real quick where you stand. You know what I mean? With this whole entire thing as well.
Yeah, well, they're not really there to have any power. They're kind of there just to sway people towards them. But I mean, that's a whole nother story. I want to see how they handle this. You know what I'm saying? Because this is going to show the difference. This is going to show the strength of their people and their party. Because if you voted to get these immigrants out of here to take these jobs back give them to Americans, American-made stuff. That's what we voted for. That's what you voted for, and I have to go along with it now. This is what. So I want to see how are you going to be like? Well, those ones can stay because if these immigrants can stay, then the other ones can stay too. The ones that are waiting, the DACA ones can stay.
So only the people. So basically,
they only get rid of criminal ones. That's fine.
You only want the creme de la creme, the best of the best, to stay here, but you don't want anyone else you don't want the people who started at the bottom. You don't want the real people who had to struggle because you're not talking about Elon Musk because you didn't. Your daddy had emerald mines in apartheid South Africa. That's how you got your start. That's how you came up. Then you came here illegally and took the money that you had and started your businesses and bought other people's businesses with that money. So you don't look at people who are starting from the bottom as in your class. You only want people who already are on their path or on their way to being successful here in this country. You don't want the deplorables. You don't want the what you call them, contemptible fools here in this country. You know, that's how they look at us. The people who may be poisoning the blood of America. Those people right there. So I guess they're talking about you, but you guys don't want to look at it like that. You were hoping they were talking about us.
Yeah.
But they're not talking about me because I'm actually doing halfway decent in this country.
They're saying you don't deserve these jobs. That's what's crazy.
Yeah. They called you
they're
dumb.
saying you're untrainable. They're saying you're too stupid
to do these jobs.
And they try to say it to you so you can catch it, not catch them calling you stupid.
He called you retard. So I don't see how he's saying that in any kind of way.
They said people from another country are smarter than you.
By far. And you could never. And he said,
Crazy.
basically, he said the right wing of the Republican Party. This is what he said. And that's what the Republican Party is the right wing. He's talking about all y'all, the ones who voted for him. Because we look at the voting population, people with any kind of education voted Democrat by the majority. You know what I mean? So he's talking about the rest of all y'all. But hey, we don't, I know you'll defend it. I know you'll come up with some story to make this it's not you he's talking about. He's talking about the people who have construction jobs, people who are, who work with their hands. That's who he's really talking about. You guys can't be trained to do anything better than that. So just shut up and take it.
Well, they kind of tried to show that one time before we go to the next thing. Obama tried to do that for the coal miners. He was like, here, how about you guys? We're going to teach you guys how to make solar panels and create them and stuff. They're like, nah, we don't want to do that. And he's like, well, that's kind of the future.
Absolutely, it is.
You
I mean, you look at China's economy. That's most of their economy is a green economy. They understand what's going on here. I mean, that's what they're producing EVs. They're producing solar panels, but they're producing them in such bulk that they can sell them for cheaper. And that's why they're flooding the market with these solar panels, and with these EVs. And that's why it's very difficult for us to compete with them. So that is the future. Everyone understands that. And it kind of flows into our next segment here. Talking about, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I was going to talk about the first severe human infection of bird flu virus in the U.S. Shows signs of mutation. So a patient in Louisiana became severely ill after contracting highly pathogenic avian influenza, HPAI. The U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention announced in a statement on Thursday, this is the first serious case of bird flu affecting a human reported in the U.S. since the outbreak began. And analysts of the virus revealed the existence of mutations that affect the virus' ability to attach to infected cells. Following the hospitalization of the patient, research compared the genomic sequence of the strain affecting them with those collected from animals, including dairy cows, wild birds, and poultry. The same was also compared to those in the earlier cases involving humans. The results identify the strain as the D1.1 genotype, different to the B313 genotype affecting cattle, poultry, and other animals across the country, but matching those found in samples from birds on the patient's property, as well as those recently found in the wild birds and poultry in other parts of the U.S. So the man, it was on his property. He got it, and then so it mutated, and now that virus can attack humans.
So is it killing people? I mean, what is it doing that's making it any worse than, like, say, the swine flu or something like that? What is it actually killing people? If that's what I think people are going to be afraid of, because they're saying this is going to be a new pandemic.
Yes.
You know, that and in California, you said, I think they called a state of emergency over this already. And so, I mean, I'm not sure how that's affecting anything. I don't, they're saying, did you say, are they forcing people to use masks there?
Well, it's going to start affecting us. I don't know if they're using masks, but it's going to start affecting us, because think about it. Now they have to kill off a lot of cattle. They have to kill off a lot of birds. Like, I mean, 20 animals, 20 big cats. I think I just had this. 20 big cats were, they died from the bird flu
at a sanctuary.
Yeah, at a sanctuary.
And so
so think about it, but you're killing off all these cattle. You got to kill off all these chickens, all this. It's affecting the food.
It's going to bring food prices up. Absolutely. I mean, food quality. You're going to have to worry about that now if it's jumping to humans. And that's almost like how COVID, they say, how COVID came about, COVID-19. They said it jumped from allegedly from a bat, but we all know it came from a laboratory, and we won't even discuss where it came from. But
we know where it came from.
Yeah, we absolutely.
He's been saying it for years, and he was right.
Everybody knows. Right. Everybody knows that where it came from. That's no accident. That's just not an accident that this happened. You got this here, and it just connect dots. But the point of this is, though, I don't want them to. This is going to be used, and it's already being used by friends of mine that are Republicans, to be a thing that they're going to start another pandemic as soon as Trump gets in office. And it does seem like that. If you really look at it, when he left office, pandemic. Come back into office, pandemic. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like that pandemic was started by a Democrat or Democratic Party or anything like that. I think that was something that they were actually.
Every presidency, bro, there's a pandemic.
But not like that.
No.
Not like that.
They had Ebola.
Not like that pandemic. I'm just saying. I'm not to disagree.
They had COVID, right? We had COVID. We're gonna have bird flu soon. The bird flu's coming out. We had bird flu, COVID. We had the N1H1.
We got monkeypox. You got all kind of stuff that comes about.
You know what happened when all that stuff came through? You know what happened? We had a competent government, and so we put stuff in place before it even really got to it affecting us. Stopped it, shut it down. Our days didn't stop. He was just incompetent, bro. He didn't want to admit that COVID was real, and we were late coming to it. So
that's a fact. That's
exactly what it is.
And so to me, I'm like, how big is this thing really? You know, can it be contained in just the animals so we can get rid of the animals and keep this whole machine moving? Are we going to have to kill off millions and millions of chickens, and then chicken prices goes up? I think that chicken is the most ate food in this entire, at least in this country. I think in the world, damn near in the world,
chicken's probably, but for us in America, it's mostly steak, probably.
Think so? I don't know. I think chicken might be it, man.
Everybody does eat chicken.
Everybody eats chicken, man. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you kill off the chickens.
Chickens actually multiply really. If chicken
really
was a predator,
really fast,
that'd be a deadly bird.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Think about it. If a chicken could actually like attack you and like be vicious, like think about how fast it multiplies.
And that's why chicken. That's why chicken is the most eaten food that there is out here, because of how quickly in 6 weeks your chicken from egg to being able to be a broiler chicken and slaughter is where it's at. A cow's going to take a year or more, you know what I mean? Or just to get to the point to where you can slaughter a cow. So that's why chickens are. The
most consumed meat in America is chicken.
I'm trying to tell you, around the whole world. I saw this graph where they were talking about that. You know what I mean? You'd be surprised at what else is on that list as well. It's crazy. But so I mean, this is a serious situation. We'll see where this kind of heads. Hopefully they'll go ahead and they'll get rid of this. This will kind of be curtailed before it gets out of hand. We can get ourselves in a situation where we can actually do something about this a lot quicker. But I wanted to touch on another quick subject here. New York corrections officer pummeled handcuffed man before death. Footage shows. Now, this newly released video of a fatal New York prison beating shows correctional officers repeatedly pummeling a handcuffed man, striking him in the chest with a shoe and lifting him by the neck and dropping him. Body cam footage of the December 9th assault on Robert Brooks was made public Friday by the state's attorney general, who is investigating the officer's use of force. Brooks, 43, was pronounced dead at the hospital the morning after the assault at the Marcy Correctional Facility, a state prison where was incarcerated in Oneida County. 13 correctional officers and a nurse implicated in the attack will face termination, according to New York Governor Kathy Hochul, who said she was outraged and horrified by videos of the senseless killing. The footage made public Friday shows correctional officers repeatedly punching Brooks in the face and groin as he sits handcuffed on a medical examination table. Yeah, man. I hope, maybe we can get some footage of this or something, put this on here.
You really want to put the footage up?
I think we have to blur it. If we did put it up. But I almost feel like it needs to be shown.
It does.
You know what I mean?
Shown.
And you got to look.
It's like, what are people ready to do about it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I always hate when people say, hey, if freedom don't ring, the chopper gonna sing. And I ain't seen nothing about freedom happen. So everybody, I'm tired of scary motherfuckers. Like, we can just fight back.
We've gone, there's been some times we didn't go on ham. It's mostly in our neighborhoods. But the biggest thing, I would say the biggest movement was during COVID, was when everyone was stuck in the house. Everybody came together. There was millions of people across all major cities coming out after, what was his name? George Floyd. After George Floyd died.
Mine was the Montgomery brawl. That was my highlight.
Oh yeah, you talking about on the boat?
Yeah, on the boat.
Talking on the boat. Yeah, that was savage.
Yeah, that was hard. Think about it, bro. We was like, yeah. Everyone, the feeling everyone felt. That's the feeling we need right now.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
How everyone was all being nice, like, okay.
To me, man, after y'all went ahead, black men voted. I think we voted 80 to 82%. Either it was like between 78, 82% for the Democratic candidate. The rest of y'all, you voted for this. In my eyes, this is what you voted for right here. You voted for a police immunity. You voted for these people to feel like they can do this. You got to show this footage. You should see how this man put his neck and put his foot on this dude's neck. It's crazy.
They forget that they can't do it. They grew up hearing about it. They probably grew up doing it anyways. They forget that they can't do it. And so they do it anyways. And they're like, oh man, we're in trouble for it now?
All their body cams were off except for one.
No, think about it, bro. Think about
all of their, that was intentional that all your body cams are off. Yeah. All of your body cams are off except for one dude who's kind of sitting back in the background. He ain't beating on nobody, but you're there. If I'm him, I'm like, look, I was there, but I was shook, but I had my body cam on to show y'all what was going on. So I didn't want this but I needed to show you. I couldn't stop it, but I needed to show you. The nurse who was there, I seen him. He's there smiling and laughing. And like it's a joke. You know what I mean? That to me right there tells you that this is normal. He didn't even feel. You would be shook if this was going on somewhere. You're gonna be like, "Oh man, beating the shit out of him." But
he's not the first one.
This ain't the first time, and they need to start. They've been talking about New York prisons for a while now. They've been talking about Rikers Island.
I was like, they forget that they can't do it.
Yeah,
think about it. Homeboy that was jogging, Ahmaud Arbery. Mm-hmm. They chased him down. Boom, killed him. They were fine. The person didn't want to prosecute him for it.
And it took 2 months.
Got away with this.
It took 2 months.
Body cam. Now think about it. Now they're about to get full immunity. Now they can do it when they feel like it and just say, hey. Think about it. They've been practicing all your life. Oh, I smell marijuana in the car. Oh, he was resisting arrest. Yep. All you got to say is you're resisting arrest. Pow, pop you, you're dead.
Yep. Make a story up. Oh, this happened. That happened. It's been going on for a long time.
Grab my body cam off my chest.
And we've basically signed up for it now with this whole MAGA this and that. I got people who are talking to me telling me, oh, I'm just not on the Democratic plantation anymore. Like, I don't even know what that means when they say it. Really, I start listening deeper to really what their points are. And they believe that half the time people believe that they've somehow made it to a point of success where they're no longer black, where you're no longer viewed as black, where you can talk outside of being black, but you can't. You still that person. They're still looking at you that way. When John Bones Jones won his last fight and he sat there and he did the Trump dance in front of Trump, Trump's really looking at you like you don't even know what I'm about to do. But go ahead and do your dance.
No, Trump liked it. You know what I'm saying? Like the king likes when people dance in front of him.
I'm not saying he did. I'm not saying he does. I'm not, I know you're making it, but I'm not saying he didn't like to dance. But it's like you think that you're a part of something that you're not. You're not in that club. They already showed you're not in that club when they called you a retard and a subtard. Said you're too dumb to do these things over here. They already showed you're not in that club then. They already showed us we're not in that club when they was like, hey, can't we just shoot these protesters who are in the street right now? They already showed you're not in that club when January 6th, when they raided the Capitol and no one got killed. Except for the one lady who just so happened to breach the one area where there were really going to be a problem if everyone else got inside of there. No, nobody else got killed.
Look, he's not even been pressed yet. Think about it. You lost an election to Joe Biden. People made fun of you for 3 years.
Yeah,
clowned you, made memes. He saw it all. He sees it all. He's that kind of person. He's gonna look. Saw all that stuff.
Yep.
They try to lock you up. You're fighting for your life.
Who came to his rescue?
You're fighting for your life.
Elon Musk. With
fighting
the money.
For your life to be free.
Yeah.
And you want to get revenge on he hasn't even fit. We haven't even seen angry Trump yet. This is him just pushing his weight around. Wait till somebody insults him.
25 days or so. What is it? 24, 25 days?
It's about to get fresh.
It's about to be crazy out here. It's about to be a new day. And basically
somebody just pisses him off. A news reporter or something says something sideways about him. And he's like, yeah, I don't like him. I think he might be giving foreign secrets to a government or something. Or secrets to a government. Have his FBI director lock him up. And it's by legal. Law. It's legal. It's period. He doesn't have to. They've made it. He has point and click
immunity when it comes to any type of a presidential act. He has immunity. If he believes that his political adversary is doing something illegal, or if he's doing something that like may indirectly affect, or he's working with a foreign government, he can have them killed because it's an official act as president. He can do that. It's a lot of things. We've already talked about how he's trying to replace all the top military generals, everything else. If you put your own people there, who controls the military now? There's no longer a sovereign branch. Of course, the president does control the military, but at the same time, they have heads that kind of give opinions that are not based around politics.
Well, it's the generals of everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, because my dad has said that, and I probably repeated this before, but the only way to overthrow the government, you have to get all the generals from all the branches down. You can't just get like Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Space Force.
And then you also have National Guard too, probably as a sort of a branch. There's a lot of people in the National Guard.
So you can't just have like two of them. You got to have all the branches.
If they're willing to fight against each other, though, if you get one of them, they're willing to go fight. And I believe a lot of these military people are some of the same people who were there January 6th. I'm not saying that, but I believe that the mentality is that. A lot of people who are in the military are some of the poorest among us. That's where they get people in the military. You don't see them.
No, I like to say the people in the military are people that just chose to do their duty for their country.
I'm gonna be honest about the situation. I know that.
No, they do recruit in poor neighborhoods.
That's where there's a recruitment. My uncles went to the military. I've had like 6 or 7 uncles in the military. They went to the military because they didn't have any money. Yeah, that's why they went.
My dad was in the military. It's right there in front of when you go to school.
I know if they'd have asked my uncle, "Do you want to serve your country?" No, he needed the money. He wasn't trying to go somewhere, trying to get a college education, trying to get the GI Bill, trying to get a house, something. That's why they're going to the military. Some people go in like the guy, was it Tillman, who was in the NFL, number 40 for the Cardinals and safety. He went there to go be, to go serve his country. He was already making millions of dollars in professional football. He went to serve his country after 9/11.
What happened at 9/11? He was like, "Nah,
that's different." A lot of people,
Cannabis too.
Yeah, a lot of people. Okay, bring that up. We need to talk. We need to have him in there
Cannabis, too. He's like, Absolutely. Nah. I'm about to go. Let's roll.
And so, but a lot of people are going because they don't have any other options. They don't have jobs. The jobs are gone from their neighborhoods. This is the best option that they had. That's why they're in the military. And so, I mean, they wouldn't. A lot of these guys are with Trump, man. I'm talking to people, black people who are in the military. They're with Trump, bro. I'm like, so if they're with him, he don't need the top brass at the point in time. If you got the rank and file military, dude, they're ready to pick up arms for you. They'll come and help me here. Hold up, bro. We about to take you in. We run the military now. They'll do that. I believe they will. Man, this is crazy, man. How deep this whole entire MAGA movement is. But let me
do this one really quick.
Go ahead.
So I feel 4 million seabirds dead in Alaska. Is this the start of the global wildlife collapse? So a marine heat wave of historic proportions between 2014 and 2016 has caused the most extensive die-off of a single seabird species ever recorded. The Northeast Pacific heat wave, ominously dubbed the blob, raised ocean temperatures by up to 3 degrees Celsius. So 5.4 Fahrenheit, 5 degrees basically, creating a hospitable condition for marine life across a vast region stretching from California to the Gulf of Alaska. The common murre, a vital predator in the northern marine ecosystem, bore the brunt of this climate upheaval, losing an estimated 4 million individuals, roughly half of its Alaska population. These tuxedo-like seabirds, once comprising 25% of global murre population, faced severe food shortages as rising temperatures decimated their primary prey, Pacific cod, which plunged by 80% during the period. The result was cascading ecological collapse that extended beyond murres to other marine species.
Yeah, it's going to. That's going to get the whales, killer whales, all kind of stuff. Seals. The seals eat those same as that. What are those? What are those, penguins of some sort? Kind of.
Yes. No, murres they're birds.
Oh, okay.
They're seabirds. They're like penguins, but they can fly. But it says now, nearly a decade later, the murre population shows no sign of recovery, leaving scientists deeply concerned about the long-term resilience of marine ecosystem in a warming world.
Remember, we talked about the bleaching on the coral reefs on the sea. We talked about this. People are still denying climate change because you can always say, oh, well, this is just the earth kind of just naturally goes through its cycles. But it doesn't go through its cycles in 20, 30 years. That doesn't happen. No, it takes a long time.
They make it sound nice as they say, oh, the whole coral reef's been bleached. No, they need to be honest. Like, it heated up and it all died.
Yeah.
It's not bleached. It's all dead. Like,
I think they need to, you got to make better terminology because we're not understanding what's going on. People are, and now we're talking about, we want to drill more oil and stick with, fossil fuels, when basically we look at it, man, Trump's been bought. Most people are. Don't get me wrong. He's not the only one. No, but when you step in front of them,
people with old money that are still running our new world, and they're going to die off anyways. They don't care. Drill everywhere. So I have $80 billion in a month because I want the money. I don't care. I don't care what I'm 75, 82 years old. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. I'm rich. I'm rich, bitch. I don't care. I'm about to die soon. All I want to do is make money and fuck women with my dick getting hard off Viagra. Because I'm old. I want to ruin the lives of everyone else. Excuse my language. I'm just saying that's what I want to do if I'm 82 years old and I'm a billionaire. There's nothing left to do except for make more money, sleep with women, and enjoy your life until your heart gives out.
I mean, at the end of the day, man,
nothing else.
We really got to look at the situation from a perspective of you can't drill your way out of the situation that we have right now. There's no drilling your way out. We are producing more oil than we've ever produced, than ever been produced that we know of in human kind ever in this country right now. We're producing like 13 million barrels per day. We don't have the type of oil that Saudi Arabia has or that Venezuela has. So we'll run out of our oil within probably a 10-year period of time if we keep drilling at this rate that we're drilling at. It's impossible. We're still probably about 12 to 15 million barrels per day behind, even if we were to say, hey, we keep all of our oil ourselves and sell it to ourselves. We don't do that. Most of the oil that we drill, we ship out the country. A lot of it we have to send other places because it can't be refined here. You know what I mean? So we buy a lot more Canadian oil than anything else. We buy their oil, we refine their oil. It's the process is crazy. We don't even understand what's really happening. We need to start paying better attention. But
well, it's because we destroyed our planet.
Yeah.
I mean, the oil, drilling all the oil. I mean, like even here, it's like, I'm going to read quick articles. We don't need to put them up, but it's like coffee companies are seeing issues, serious warning after beans become nearly impossible to grow. You know what I'm saying? There's this one. We have, I know cocoa beans, like, you know, the price of the cocoa prices are soaring to record levels, which means consumers, and I mean, people have already seen it. Someone went to the store to go get eggs. Look, we're destroying the planet so bad. Now we're going to see it. Because now your coffee is going to be more, your cocoa is going to be more. The animals are dying off. You know what I'm saying? So your meat's going to be more. Yeah. You don't have to worry about the grocery stores raising the prices on you. Supply and demand is going to do it. No, so it's going to be hard for you. Think about when the wheat starts to get affected because the ground's too dry and it's not raining anymore.
Absolutely, man. I mean, let's.
I guess it's not a pandemic until your food supply is messed with. Think about it. Your food supply, your toilet paper. When it became that, where it was like, these are the two things. Like then people start to panic. If I can't eat and wipe my ass, the world's gonna end.
I mean, I know we'll probably touch on this other subject in another segment, but I mean, this is why you got 18% higher homelessness when you got food prices that are this high. You know, I mean, you got housing prices. This is why homelessness is what it is right now. Let me
well, it's because nobody can bounce back. I've been saying that before, and now we're seeing the numbers. You can't. You go homeless now, bro. There's no way.
Imagine going homeless in like California. I was just talking to somebody about that just the other day. I mean, the housing prices you're going to pay at least $2,000 something a month just to find something. So that means you got to come up with about $4,000 something just to get the place.
Or think about somebody that doesn't even have anyone to help them. That's what it is. It's like, you know, I was talking to one guy one time and he was like, hey, man, you know, I feel bad. I shouldn't be dating. You know, me and my ex split like almost like a year ago, but I'm living with my parents trying to get my life together. And I was like, bro, it's a good thing you have somewhere to go where you can bounce and get your life together. Because most people ain't got that, bro. I was like, go meet that girl. She'll respect you. But people don't have that. So, I mean, and you can't just come up with that kind of money living on the streets. You could try.
Yeah, it's a man, and even if you lived on, I mean, I don't know, bro. It's just crazy to me to even imagine having to be homeless.
It depends. I'd go somewhere warm and near a what's that thing? A Planet Fitness.
What they got showers and all that kind of stuff.
Go work out, and shower, and go to work.
I'm gonna be honest. I couldn't imagine being homeless, man. That's it's just something that I'm like. It just blows my mind. Like, what do you do when you're homeless? I
was homeless once.
I know you talked about it.
I wandered around and looked for a job.
Where'd you sleep at?
I had a friend. He let me crash at his spot.
You feel me? Like, I'm not talking. I'm just saying, like, it's just.
At night, he would let me crash at his spot. I'd be like, hey, man, I just need to sleep here at night and I go about my things. Like, yeah.
You were young homeless, though.
Like 22, 23.
That's young still. I mean, that's different. That's almost like, it's homeless, but it ain't the same as being a grown-ass motherfucker homeless. You still got friends who's willing to have crash houses when you're young like that. Yeah. When you're older in your 30s and 40s, there ain't crash houses no more. People got families and shit going on in their personal lives. Your homelessness is different. You know what I'm saying? Like, you better hope you got a parent. I'm pretty nice
to everybody I meet. So most people are like, yeah, you can stay tonight. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll be with you.
And I don't ask people for nothing. So when I do, it's kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, I got you.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not talking about you. We're not. This is even. I'm just talking about in general. Like most people in the world, man. Like you get to the point to where you're a little older, it becomes weird. I mean, I'm gonna gotta stay at my house. Like, can I stay at your house? I'm like, hell no, probably not. I'm not letting nobody stay with me. I don't care. That's just how I get out.
I've let a lot of people crash with me, bro. I'll do it. I'll help people out. I got the space to do it.
If it's a family member.
Yeah, it's someone I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, I ain't seen you in 2 years.
If it's like it might be stuff. It's like a friend. Depending on what kind of friend they is and what's going on in their personal life and how did they get here. Yeah. You done had to burn a lot of bridges and fuck over a lot of people to get to the point to be homeless. What is you doing that had to be homeless? And so then I got to start looking at those factors of it too. But not to talk about homeless people, not to knock on homeless people, but that's an important factor when you start looking at how like the ecosystem, everything like that we're talking about earlier. Those are important things. This is how people are starting to become here. They don't understand food prices are going to get so high. I mean, I'm paying way more for food right now. It seems like I'm probably paying over at least $1,000 something a month just for me to eat by myself.
My food cost kind of stays the same. I buy the same food though. Like I have a pattern.
Me too. But this shit's, I mean, it's still like, it ain't going to get you through a whole month.
Yeah, you just got to shop around.
Like it ain't going to get you through a whole month. I ordered pretty much the same stuff.
It depends what you eat. What do you eat all day? Do you eat the same food? Like for me, I don't know. I guess I buy all my food for my kids, right? So I just live off quesadillas.
I ain't living off no damn quesadilla, brother. Hey, no, that's what you know what I mean.
I make tacos for the kids sometimes.
I'm gonna tell you what I eat, man. Yeah. Basically, I'll eat like I eat steak. I eat like seafood. I might get like some cod or like some salmon or something like that, and then I'll eat like shrimp. I'll eat like let me see. I don't really eat pork chops. I used to eat those back. I don't eat pork chops somewhere. Only pork that I really eat is probably bacon, and so I might eat some ham, but I don't buy it. I'll only buy like go to like somewhere where they're like having ham, like, but let me see, what else do I get? Chicken too. I only buy like the chicken wings now. I like the ones that you can just cook and stuff like that. I remember one time the chicken wings were going for like $10 normally. I didn't notice it, but it went up to $17, right?
Where you buy your chicken wings at?
Just at Safeway. I order all my stuff. They deliver it to my house.
See, the thing is, that's what I do. A lot of people want to go grocery shopping and they want to shop at one place. And you can't do that anymore.
I do.
You can't. That's why your groceries are expensive. You can't just shop at one place anymore. You can't.
Time, man. You gotta look at time too. Time matters. You gotta remember. You got people. No,
I go get my veggies from one store because I like their produce.
Okay, that's
right. And it's a good veggies are always a good price. I go to another store to go get my meat.
Time, more time,
cool, whatever. I'm saving money.
Time is money. Time, gasoline, all that stuff. You think you're saving money, but are you really?
Yes, I am. Because I can go to Fred Meyer and I can shop and I can leave with 2 bags after I spend $100. I can go the same thing at Winco and I have 6 bags in. You know what I'm saying? So it depends what you buy. Like I'm saying, I like one store's produce and the way they have it set up. So I go there and I buy their produce from there. And I go to the other store and I grab up my other stuff from there. And then I have a store where I get my, look, quesadillas, tacos, and honey kicks. But hey, I don't want to keep us too long. We've been going. We're going to have to do it the next time. Hey, this is Uncommon Courtesy. We're going to see you guys next time.